There is no question that the healthcare industry is complex, and the increase in preventable errors has encouraged the formation of quality improvement teams. When assessing the true value quality teams have within a healthcare organization, one key component is patient impact. Teams are created to reduce preventable patient harm, societal adaptability, and remain current with innovative technologies. These groups provide powerful insight into training concerns for both patients and staff, and suggestions to increase high quality outcomes while remaining adherent to state and federal requirements. Without focus teams, healthcare organizations across the globe would experience challenges in communicating with different departments, implementing policy changes, and ultimately increasing avoidable errors. Although leadership has superior authority in implementing changes, well structured quality teams invite diverse perspectives and aid in streamlining processes that do not overlap, achieving long term solutions that are beneficial for all associated entities. Solid teamwork not only safeguards patients and enhances results, but also fosters a more pleasant, encouraging, and robust working environment. The characteristics of a successful and high performing team within a healthcare organization are based on 5 components that determine the group's effectiveness. The term characteristics in this context refers to core emotional and behavior elements of a team, such as the size and structure, the interconnections among teammates, rank distinctions, the level of mental stability, team standards, and the team stages of progression. Each element mentioned adds an unambiguous significance to team dynamics and, when appropriately executed, yields results that are deemed exceptional. There are many reasons why high performance teams are effective. Still, the apex is a group's ability to perform tasks quicker, produce more extraordinary determinations, tackle a wider range of challenging issues, and foster innovation and professional growth instead of individual contribution. The distinctiveness of said teams produce significant outcomes relating to positive patient care and overall satisfaction, yielding the desirable results of a healthcare environment. Team processes can either inspire improvement, contribution, and success, or hinder maturity in each of these areas. Aptitude is a significant component in making tough judgment calls. Communication, cohesiveness, patient care coordination, task management, and a focus on patients and families all impact a team's overall performance. When appropriately applied, a healthcare organization's quality can soar, exceeding benchmark expectancies, which create a conducive environment with mitigated risks. On the contrary, processes that are not well thought out, do not consider the needs of patients, are undelegated or inappropriately dispersed, and lack of communication tend to have higher quality concerns and heightened complaints. The inclusion of both low-level and high-level roles in quality task force teams is vital as it brings multifaceted skill sets, perspectives, and multidimensional solutions to the table when analyzing or troubleshooting problems. Although leadership is known to have the ultimate authority, including the advice or engagement of frontline staff ensures all bases are considered when implementing change that impacts an entire organization. Individual contributors to a team setting allow for specific delegations and focus analysis within a particular role. Equally important, the same lower level functions are often held responsible for training staff on newly established processes. The cross-functionality teams have above average innovation ideas, superior quality outcomes, increased organizational efficiency, and lower attrition rates compared to traditional team forms. In some cases, the tug of war between roles can be a conflict since status often determines dictatorship. If misguided, inequality in healthcare could tear down a quality team, as opposed to building it up for success. For instance, although doctors are known to have superseding authority in a group setting, it can be discouraging to a nurse who is providing critical input on a sensitive matter to be taken seriously by those in higher ranking. Reaching an established agreement for fairness within quality improvement teams can pose as an aid and prevent lapses in communication, therefore resolving the interdisciplinary conflict. Conflict is a known destroyer of team morale, as it causes wedges among team members, preventing effective collaboration. The reason teams are so powerful is because it is inclusive of many perspectives, creating a conducive work environment that forces innovation and growth. When conflict arises, it often takes the attention away from the core issues and focuses more on dissolution or mediation. The differences in dynamic vary dependent on the level of conflict and status of those in disagreement. Conflict arises due to a failure to meet needs or objectives, or if the goals are unclear, undesirable, impractical, or opposing to the persons involved. Spending valuable time arguing over indifferences pushes a team further from the end goal, which ultimately impacts the quality of care in a healthcare setting and creates unnecessary challenges within the team. If all parties involved are not on a united front, it is impossible to implement changes that benefit the organization. Sudden changes in strategy or work direction also confuse team members and impede the success of a quality group. It is best to lay out structural expectations, and if a change is needed, all parties should have a fair say in the modification of work direction for agreement and collaboration purposes. As with many instances, a team is only good as the available resources and ability to utilize them to enhance continued quality improvement. When referring to resources, it is essential to note that these assets can come from several places: financial means, intellectual capital, the information provided by people with expertise and talents, the technology, and increased support are all examples of different types of resources. An organization's culture is a significant factor as it sets the tone for values and expectations of every team member. Similar to working in a chaotic environment, organizational culture is often considered the fabric of corporate ethics, belief systems, preconceptions, mythologies, traditions, objectives, and visions. Resources, support, and organizational culture are necessary for team collaboration and overall success.